A psychiatrist opens his waiting room door. He has been treating the woman on the other side for 3 months. She is quiet, shy, physically collapsed. He knows her posture, her voice, the way she stares at the floor when she speaks. Today, a different person is standing there. Hair dyed red, a miniskirt, a cup of coffee in one hand, and a snarl on her face. She tells him her name is Jane, and she has come to warn him not to believe anything that Mary has been telling him. He does not confront her. He listens. Over the next hour, he meets not only Jane, but a hurt little girl and an angry teenage boy. Same body, 4 different people inside it. That was the first time Bessel van der Kolk encountered what the field then called multiple personality disorder. He would spend years learning that what he had witnessed was not rare. It was the far end of something that runs through all of us. We all have parts. Right now, a part of you wants to keep reading. Another part is deciding whether to trust what comes next. You know the part of you that is warm with friends and the part that turns cold when someone gets too close. Most of the time, these parts take turns without you noticing. In people who survived trauma as children, the parts stop taking turns. They go to war. A therapist named Richard Schwartz gave them names. The ones that keep the system under control, the perfectionism, the constant vigilance, the need to never be caught off guard, he called managers. The ones that erupt in emergencies, the drinking, the binging, the affairs, the rage, he called firefighters. And the ones that carry the original wound, locked away because the pain was too dangerous to feel, he called exiles. Every one of those parts was built by a child who had no other option. Schwartz said something else. Beneath all of them, beneath the critic and the addict and the one who shuts down in love, there is a self undamaged. It has been there the whole time, sheltered by the very protectors that seem to be destroying the person from the inside. The question is, what happens when you stop fighting those parts and ask the one you hate most what it is protecting? An oncologist named Peter sits in the same psychiatrist's office. He runs one of the best cancer departments in the country. His wife has just filed for divorce. She says he criticizes everything. His family tiptoes around him. The psychiatrist asks Peter to close his eyes and find the part that criticizes everyone. He asks it one question: what are you afraid would happen if you stopped? Silence, for nearly a minute, then a whisper: I would get hurt. The psychiatrist asks where that part lives. Peter finds it in the middle of his chest. He asks how old it is. About 7. He asks it to show him what it protects. A scene opens. Peter is watching his own father beat a boy of about 7. The boy is him. And the critic, the part that has driven his wife into a lawyer's office, is standing to one side, disgusted. It thinks the boy is a weakling who provoked his father and then cried about it. The psychiatrist asks how Peter feels toward the boy. Contempt. Then the psychiatrist asks the critic to step back, just enough to look without judging. Peter starts to cry. He watches other scenes running to embrace his father at the door and getting slapped. The boy has been carrying this alone for decades, locked inside a man who built his entire life so no one would ever see him. Peter puts his arms around the boy. He tells his father that if he ever touches the boy again, he will kill him. He takes the child somewhere safe and watches over him. Months later, he said he had spent his entire adult life trying to let go of his past. It was ironic he had to get closer to it in order to let it go. The part of you that seems to be destroying your life was not born to destroy it. It was born in a room you do not remember, by a child who had nothing else. The rage was a wall a 7-year-old built because no one was coming. The numbness was a door he closed because what was on the other side was worse than feeling nothing. And the critic was a bodyguard hired by a boy who could not afford to be soft in a house where softness got you hit. The war does not end when you defeat that part. It ends when you turn around, look at it clearly, and ask the only question it has been waiting its whole life to hear. What are you protecting?